Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz. This is Ron's Bank Shop Breakdown. We're going to go over 5 college basketball games for Thursday, December 22nd, 2022. Now, if you like what you see, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comments section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, you can always find those at the premium picks tab at pickdawgz.com. Alrighty, let's get into it. Here are the games for Thursday in college basketball. First up, it's Boise State taking on Santa Clara. This one's going to be 5 o'clock Eastern. Both teams are in great form going into this matchup. Boise State has won 9 straight games. Santa Clara has won 3 straight and 8 of their last 9, including a solid win over Iona, UC Irvine, Wyoming, New Mexico State. So some really big wins for Santa Clara during that stretch. The same goes for Boise State. They took down Colorado, Texas A&M, St. Louis. So impressive wins for both of these teams' resumes. In this matchup, I think it's going to be a close one. Santa Clara is not an easy place to play in, and Santa Clara overall has played a lot of home games. They've had success there. They're a good rebounding team, and they can compete with Boise State on the glass. Overall, I think both defenses are in great shape, and the offense, I think Santa Clara honestly has a little bit of an edge, especially with the pace that they play at. I think this is going to be a close game. I think Santa Clara has a very good shot of winning it, so I'm going to take Santa Clara in this matchup. I'm going to take the points. Next up, it's Loyola Chicago taking on Stanford. This one's going to be 10 o'clock Eastern on the Pac-12 network. This is just not the same Loyola Chicago team we're used to seeing in the last few seasons in the NCAA tournament. Loyola Chicago really struggling with turnovers this year. And the same goes for Stanford, but they've improved a little bit more. Loyola Chicago ranked 361st in college and Division I college hoops in turnover percentage on offense. 25.8% of their trips end with a turnover. And Stanford, a really good defense this season, ranked 40th in the country in adjusted defensive efficiency. They played a ton of tough teams this year, including their most recent game against Texas, but they've also played Arizona State, UCLA, Memphis, Ole Miss, Florida State, San Diego State, Wisconsin. So a very tough non-conference schedule, and overall their strength of schedule is 11th best in the nation. Loyola Chicago just not the same, ranked 300th in strength of schedule. They played some tough teams in terms of top 100 teams, but they really struggled against most of them. The only real impressive win they had was over Clemson at a neutral site, but Stanford, a completely different team. I think Stanford's defense is going to win the day in this one. I like Stanford laying the points in a game I think could get ugly. Next up, it's Pepperdine and Hawaii. This one's going to be 11 o'clock Eastern on ESPN2. I like the improvements that Hawaii has made overall, and this season they're ranked 22nd in the country in three-point defense. Very important against a Pepperdine team that's ranked 33rd in three-point shooting as a team, 38.4%. Pepperdine, this is a tough travel spot as they just played on Monday against a subdivision opponent at home, and now you have to travel. You only have Tuesday and Wednesday before you get ready for this non-conference tournament. It's also the last few non-conference games before your conference schedule. Your first game is against Gonzaga in West Coast play, so not a great spot for a team. It's also not in the best form lately. They've lost their last 3 Division I games against Nevada, UC Santa Barbara, and Grand Canyon. A couple of overtime losses in that stretch, so some emotional losses. A tough travel spot against a very good Hawaii defense. It's a home team in this game. Just a really bad spot in my opinion. So give me Hawaii laying the points. Next up, it's Miami, Ohio taking on Wright State. This one's going to be 7 o'clock Eastern on ESPN+. Wright State is not in good form at all right now. They've lost their last 4 games against Division I opponents. Their only win in their last 5 games overall was against a subdivision team in their most recent game, but the offense has not been good at all for Wright State. They're struggling on the offensive glass. They're not getting to the free throw line virtually at all, and they're struggling from both the three-point line and the free throw line. And Miami, Ohio is not a very good defense, that's for sure. They're ranked 352nd in the nation in adjusted defensive efficiency, but when you're playing an offense like Wright State that's in such bad form, and your offense yourself, in Miami, Ohio's case, is doing pretty well this season. Good shooting team. They're actually number 1 in the country in free throw shooting as a team, 83.6%. I like your chances, especially when you're playing at home. Miami, Ohio has played a lot of tough teams. They played Georgia, Marshall, Indiana, Indiana State, Cincinnati, a lot of top 100 teams in that stretch. So they are battle-tested. They faced a lot tougher than Wright State. And like I said, Wright State not in good form. They're on the road here before they get back to conference play. They already lost their first 2 conference games against Robert Morris and Youngstown State. This is just not a good sandwich spot for Wright State after that subdivision win. Give me Miami, Ohio in this one, laying the points. Next up, we see North Florida taking on Bethune-Cookman. This one's going to be a 2 o'clock Eastern start time. Now, both teams are 4-7. Both teams have 2 wins over subdivision opponents, and both teams have 2 wins over teams ranked outside the top 320 in KenPom. But North Florida does have the win over Bethune-Cookman. They already played these two teams 88-48, the final score in that one. And North Florida, you look at the strength of schedule, North Florida is ranked 6th in the nation in strength of schedule. Bethune-Cookman ranked 298th. North Florida has already played the following: Gonzaga, Washington, Duquesne, Kentucky, High Point, Houston, Pittsburgh. Really tough teams in that stretch, most of them in the top 100. Bethune-Cookman, they played a couple of tough matchups at the beginning of the season in Iowa and Indiana, but ever since they played a really weak schedule. And like I said, that 40-point loss already this season to this North Florida team. Now, when you look at the numbers, North Florida shot 15 of 35, 43% from 3, while Bethune-Cookman only 2 of 13, 15%. So, while we may not see that good of shooting performances from North Florida in this matchup, especially in a true road game, I still think North Florida is going to win this game pretty handily in the end. The line is pretty reasonable, and I know it's tough to beat the same team twice, especially when you blew them out the first time around, so it's a little bit of a revenge spot, but I still think that North Florida is far better in this spot. I'm going to take North Florida and lay the points. And that's it. Those are the games for Thursday in college hoops. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comment section below. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pickdawgz Premium. As always, this is Ron Romanelli. Good luck.